Hello Slims, today's video is kind of going to be about my thoughts regarding the fan culture in K-pop mixed with some ranting. I've been wanting to do this video for a few months, but my college classes have been busy, but because of the convenience of the coronavirus and online classes I have more time on my hands to upload, so hopefully I will push out a few videos before the end of this month. This one's a long one. The dating ban has been around for quite some time now in K-pop. It's something that might be difficult for the West to understand, but it is the norm in the South Korean industry. Most entertainment companies place a dating ban on their idols, so they can focus on their careers and avoid scandals. And let me stop to say that dating never was, and never will be a scandal, no matter how much the media in Korea makes it out to be. The underlying reason why dating isn't allowed is because of the fans. Idols are put on high pedestals and seen as godlike beings who are perfect in every way. To lots of fans, they exist only to fulfill their fantasies and be their one and only. If idols were to date, it would taint their image and take away their aura of perfection and purity, so dating is out of the question. Some fans can't even comprehend the idea of their favorite idol dating, and some even threaten to disown or leave their fandom if it was found out their fave was in a relationship. You can't hear it, but I'm laughing in the background. That is honestly just sad, but that kind of reaction makes sense given the fundamentals that K-pop companies put down. It sets up fans to become so attached to that they can't even imagine their oppa being with someone besides them. That is why when dating scandals happen, tons of fans are left with jealousy and a strong sense of betrayal. Sometimes I wonder how many fans idols would have left if they weren't single. That's their biggest appeal to a lot of people, so if they were off the market, that would be a deal breaker. Fans say they'll be fans no matter what, but would they really though? In the West, celebrities come out as couples all the time, and they also get their fair share of media backlash and crazy fans. I'm not at all trying to say that in the West there aren't any unhinged fans, because there definitely are. But what makes idols and Western celebrities different is that in the West, there are known and clear boundaries between the fan and the artist, while there are some girls that lose their shit when their favorite celebrity gets in a relationship. To most people it is understood that famous people are their own persons, they have lives outside of their job, and we should consider it lucky for them to even share anything at all. This is why the entitledness that some fans have seem so childish. They don't view idols as humans, but objects to be kept. In the recent years, there has been many fans who have and will continue to support idols dating publicly. However, there is still a negative stigma surrounding the entire situation, and there are still many fans out there that are opposed to the idea. But the most important thing here is that idols deserve happiness. They share so much of their lives with their fans and get so little in return. The one thing they should be able to have is a person they love to themselves. It's one thing to have millions of people love you, but it's another thing to be loved by someone that is special to you. Most people already know what saesangs are, but for those who don't know, they are people that exercise unhealthy behavior towards an idol or an idol group. Generally saesangs are females, but there are male saesangs that exists as well. The only difference is that the girls who participate in saesang activities get more news coverage, but they are equally as guilty. Saesangs will engage in a range of activities like stalking, harassing, and the invasion of privacy of idols. Some even go as far as going after the families of their idols as a way to get closer to them. Some people think saesangs are extreme fans, but don't get it twisted. They are deranged individuals who are deeply disturbed and justify their disgusting actions with their quote-unquote love for their idols. There is nothing wrong with showing love towards your favorite idol's point, but it's inexcusable for these kinds of people to go out of their way and to such extreme lengths to achieve their goals. They have a warped sense of what makes a fan, and their quote-unquote love is just plain selfishness with entitlement. And I have to put a lot of the blame on the companies. They market their idols as these untouchable exclusive characters who belong to the public, so it's no wonder saesangs feel they are owed their entrance into their lives. And why are idols constantly being put in danger? I mean, I know that money is the most important thing to entertainment companies, but it's ridiculous that some of them won't do the bare minimum to ensure the well-being and safety of their idols. Like, why are some idol groups traveling publicly with no security? I understand that some companies don't have the money to have their idols travel privately, but they should at least provide security. How is it that they'll blow the budget on visuals in music videos, but when it comes to the safety of their idols there's lack of funds? If anything happens to their idols they lose their money makers. The recklessness of some companies has allowed their idols to fall into danger when it honestly could have been prevented. What saesangs fail to understand is that idols have personal lives outside their careers and might have parts of themselves that they don't wish to be seen by the public. It's incredibly creepy to have someone watching your every move. Imagine someone seeing your intimate moments like going to the bathroom, taking a shower, sleeping, or going on dates with your boyfriend or girlfriend. And people wonder why idols are so uncomfortable these days. They can't do anything in peace. They have the right to decide what people get to see from them, and anyone who takes that right away from them isn't worthy of calling themselves a fan. I'm pretty neutral about shipping, but now it's starting to annoy me. I thought shipping was about which member's friendship or interaction you enjoy the most. Now it's about which idol is romantically involved with which idol, or which member is fucking which member. Let me make this clear that I don't have a problem with shippers. I have a problem with delusional shippers. Shipping can be a guilty pleasure for some people and a way for some to live out their fantasies, and there isn't anything wrong with this. Hell, shippers are giving Wattpad writers whole careers out here. As long as you know that your ships are not reality. I mean, you're really telling me Jungkook is dating Lisa because they were standing 15 feet apart and barely glanced each other's way? Make it make sense. Idols know that they are shipped with people, but do you know how uncomfortable that is, being shipped with someone you think of as a brother or sister? Maybe some of them don't mind the pairings, but some idols have actually spoken up on how they don't like to be shipped with their members, yet fans continue to do so. Like, y'all can't even do something as simple as respecting someone's wishes. If you actually believe your ships are real, then I'm telling you, you need to be bitch slapped back to reality. Wake up and smell the banana milk, ho. I like fan service depending on what it is, and it's not always a bad thing. I'm here for it as much as the next person, but we all can admit that sometimes idols go too far to please their fans, even going as far as sexualizing themselves for the enjoyment of the audience, and sometimes it's uncomfortable to watch. Sometimes they do fan service so much it seems planned, and I wonder if they actually act like that behind closed doors. Now don't get me wrong, I'm here for fan service when it's minimal and not over the top, but with idols sometimes they be doing way too much, especially when male idols say things like "I have no girlfriend because the fans are my girlfriends." That's hella toxic, and it only feeds further into the delusional of unstable fans. I get that saying things like that is a part of the boyfriend act, but stuff like that has never sat well with me. I just don't think that those kinds of things should be said. Some people think saying stuff like this is harmless, but it only gives way to an unhealthy sense of attachment and sets idols up for trouble in the long run. When I first became a K-pop fan, I immediately took notice of how important views were. The most recent situation I can bring up is when ARMYs were going head to head against Blinks and obsessing over getting the DNA MV to hit 1 billion views before the D4 MV. This has been said before, but K-pop has become about the numbers and less about the music. I won't say that streaming is completely pointless, because while it can give underrated and less privileged groups the chance to gain more recognition, get their name out there, I feel the whole habit of streaming has gone too far. I also think that since lots of K-pop acts have beaten well-known Western artists at YouTube views, fans feel pressure to continue breaking records and get their faves high numbers. But at what cost? Some fans go without eating, lose sleep, and ignore their schoolwork just to stream freaking videos all day. For some fans, streaming is a part of their daily lives. That's where I think some people need to step back. I understand that not all streamers do this. I also understand the want to have your faves pull numbers and succeed, but you shouldn't put your health above people you don't even know. That is just wild. I'm sure your faves appreciate the effort of their fans, but wouldn't want you to neglect your life just to help them get a few million views. I love my faves, but I'm sure as hell not losing sleep to watch their videos over and over again until the fandom achieves their desired goal. Before I start this one, I want to shout out iSpy's video on self-inserting. She is very eloquent and explains the concept of self-inserting in K-pop better than I ever could. The link to her video is in the description. Anyways, self-inserting is when a person inserts themselves into the likes of a character that you resemble, fantasize about, or relate to the most. Self-inserting is popular among fanfictions, but it works just as well for companies. Normally, companies will assign each member of a group a character or sets of traits to follow in order to appeal to as much people as possible. These crafted characters or personalities are created to target the company's desired demographic. There's enough variety in each group, so it is almost impossible to fall in love with one member. The archetypes assigned to idols don't always resemble their actual personalities, and because their types have such a blank canvas, it leaves room for people to fill in the blanks. That way it is easier for fans to project all their fantasies onto the idols. It gets you to a point where you familiarize yourself with the idols so much where you feel like you have a relationship with them. A lot of us have fallen into the archetype marketing trick, and that's not a bad thing. Since we don't actually know idols personally, the archetypes assigned to them give them a sense of relatability and help us feel close to them. We have to remember that what we see isn't always the way things are. K-pop is highly manufactured, whether you want to see or not. We only see what is presented to us, and there are hardly any times where we see the real side of idols come out. I'm preaching to myself as well as I say this. We can support them, but fans have to stop acting like we know them when we don't. No matter how much you think you do, it's important to remember that. Almost anyone that gets into K-pop knows that it can become this all-consuming thing. K-pop really is amazing. The idols are amazing. The music is great, and the culture is unique to what most of us are used to. It's a great escape mechanism to help us get away from life and give us temporary happiness. It can even inspire us to learn a new language, get back into shape, study harder, develop new hobbies, and even pursue your dreams. But when K-pop becomes your source of happiness, that's when you need to take a step back and reevaluate yourself. If K-pop has become like this to you, you should be aware of that and maybe start working towards solutions on how to be independent. Your favorite idols want you to be happy, but they wouldn't want you to make them the center of your life. Loving K-pop isn't a crime, but your life or the genre shouldn't interfere with other areas of your life like school, grades, friendships, or your mental health. Those should always come first. As a fan, I also have to work on this too, and if you are in a similar situation, I encourage you to try to make some small changes to improve. Well, that's all I really got to say. I told you this was going to be a longer video. If you made it this far, thanks for listening to my irrelevant opinions about fan culture and K-pop. I know I said some things that have already been said before, but it never hurts to reiterate some facts every now and then. I hope I was helpful. I will be coming out with another video shortly, so stay tuned for more content. Goodbye, Slims.
Get ready, 머리에 울리는 너의 목소리 지도